Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Mindshare Podcast. This show is sponsored by Kits Keep in Touch Systems, a two-time international award-winning marketing suite for sales professionals. REM, a real estate magazine, Canada's premier monthly magazine for real estate professionals. And the ORCF, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation, enabling and empowering realtors across Ontario to fundraise and support of shelter-related causes in the communities in which they live and work. You can learn more about all of our sponsors by visiting my site, mindshare101.com. And of course, while you're there, be sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle so you can build more mindshare and get more market share. Plus, learn more about our one-to-one coaching and keynote speaking. Today's episode is number 303. He is a father of three, a dog lover, and a dedicated real estate broker based in Belleville, Ontario. Known for his strong work ethic and deep commitment to community, he has built a reputation for delivering exceptional client experiences. And before calling Belleville home, he worked briefly as a realtor in Aurora and Newmarket. But in 2015, a move driven by his family and lifestyle brought him there. His passion for giving back is reflected in multiple areas of his life. As a monthly donor to the YMCA Community Building Campaign, he is actively supporting the development of the new state-of-the-art YMCA Centre for Life, a facility designed to meet the growing needs of Belleville's community. And his contributions don't stop there. He is also recognized as a top 1% donor to the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation, a reflection of his personal financial commitment, with every transaction supporting the work of the foundation to end domestic violence. Beyond his own donations, he volunteers his time, resources, and energy to organize community events and charity motorcycle rides, raising significant funds for both the RLP Shelter Foundation and Belleville's Three Oaks Foundation, which is a local women's shelter. His dedication to giving back extends to his 37 blood donations, showing his ongoing commitment to making a real difference. For him, success is not just about real estate. It's about building a better, stronger community. And recently, he was named the top fundraiser for the Ontario Realtors Care Association charity motorcycle ride in September 2024, which brings him here today with us to share more about his journey of giving back and supporting others. Joining me on this episode of the Mindshare Podcast is real estate broker Tamer the Hammer Mecki. Tamer, welcome to the Mindshare Podcast.
David, thank you. I could listen to you all day long.
Well, listen, brother, I appreciate that, but we both know that's bullshit, because you and I would both rather be on a motorcycle, each of us on our own bikes, and just kind of waving hand signals while we're flying down the road together. Would I not be wrong in saying that?
I love riding with you. I can't say that about everybody, but I love riding with you.
Yeah, because we're both trying to figure out who's going to go faster. My problem is I can't keep up with you.
Yeah, well,
It's good, man. It's good, buddy. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank
I know,
you.
in fact,
Great
speaking of
to be
riding,
here.
you just came back from a fantastic ride out west.
Yeah, it was epic.
Tell us about that one quickly.
What's that?
Tell us about that one quickly. Like you made it from Belleville to Calgary in 3 days. I'm blown away.
Yes, I was pressed for time, and I needed to be there for Monday to attend the Royal LePage National Conference. So I wanted to go on my bike to spend time coming back through the States, and I had no time. So my only option was to go in 3 days. So I left Belleville on Friday. I made it to Calgary on Sunday. So first night, Belleville, Thunder Bay. Second night was Thunder Bay to Moosomin, Saskatchewan, and then Moosomin, Saskatchewan to Calgary.
That is ridiculous. Like for everybody that's tuned in, you got to understand something. And this is something that most people don't understand. First of all, to get out of Ontario takes 24 hours. To get down to Florida, takes 24 hours. I, as many of you know, have done this ride out to the West Coast many times. Typically speaking, it takes us about 2.5 to 3 days to get out of Ontario.
Yeah.
This guy somehow got to Calgary in 3 days.
It was long, but again, I don't know if I had 3 days on my own ever before. And I can tell you, it was more like I was grateful to get this opportunity. I love my bike, as you know, and I
Yep.
love riding. And then just being on your own for 3 days, you end up being nicer to the guest attendant, right? Like you need to talk to people. You'd be like, hey, good morning. How's it going? And thank you for the gas. And it's just like you become grateful. You become more grateful. It was a good experience.
You know what? On that note, I want to bring that up and say this is something I've said often, is that my motorcycle, that's like my yoga to some
Yes.
people, where they get to disconnect, they get to really reflect and do their thing. And you could attest to this one for sure, but it's amazing how you can travel, hundreds and thousands of kilometers, and the amount of different thoughts and conversations you have in your own head, and how you can, be riding along and be deep in thought about something and start to get really, really upset or sad or mad. And then next thing you know, a few kilometers later, you are like elated and happy. And then a few kilometers later, you could be like head in the clouds, not thinking about anything. It can be tormenting. It can be refreshing. It is the most amazing thing in the world. And I bring it up moreover for everybody right now to compartmentalize for yourself. What is that for you? What puts you in that place of complete disconnect? What takes you away from your phone, from the distractions, from the problems and the challenge? What is it that you have? And if you don't have something, dig deep and find something. Because for me, it's writing. Tamara, you said writing, and I love the fact that you put in the word grateful.
I am very grateful, and this is the feeling I have when I'm writing it. I'm grateful that I got this gift. I can write. A lot of people, their fear may just stop them from experiencing that. And I'm grateful that we have the time, the support, because to take 10, 12 days out of your business and out of your life, we have dogs, we have kids, you need to have a solid support. And I'm grateful for that. And grateful for the great weather, grateful for the great roads we have in our great country, right? Grateful. Like the sense you cannot count how many things you're grateful for. Like I would be walking, be like, I'm grateful for the scenery. I'm grateful for the mountain.
See?
I'm grateful for the deer that didn't hit me.
But look at the smile you've got on your face when you say that. And look, I'll say I'm grateful you were able to make it back safe.
Yeah.
And not just because we had the show today, but like genuinely as a friend, just knowing you took the ride and you made it back. Like look, I had this conversation with a client of mine earlier on a coaching call this morning about practicing gratitude. And I have this conversation often with people. And those of you that are coaching with me, you know that. And here you are hearing Tamara go off about it right now. And none of this was pre-scripted or anything else. If we're not paying attention to what we are grateful for, life is going to suck.
Yeah.
The reality is every single person that every one of us, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you should be grateful, not because you're listening to my podcast, but because you have the ability to listen to a podcast. You have the mechanism on whatever you're listening to it on. Many people don't have these things.
100%. And it's your podcast called Mindshare. And I tell you, everything in life is mindset.
Yes.
A lot of times, like it was raining one day, it was pouring rain. And who likes to ride in the rain? Nobody. Like,
you know what? I'm putting my hand up because I'll tell you, I've had some of the most adventurous rides in the rain. It sucks. I'd rather be riding in the sun.
Of course.
But there's something, I think I know where you're going with this. Forgive me.
But it's like I was riding in the rain. I didn't get a chance to put my full rain gear on. So I put the jacket, but my pants got wet. And I was like, okay, well, there is no point of putting the rain pants on. So I decided to ride it with wet pants. And at the beginning, I was grumpy. And then I was like, okay, I need to change my mindset. It's going to rain for the next 2 hours, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to change my pants and I'm going to be dry and be nice. Let me look forward to this. Let me ride through this and change my mindset. And it was an exercise. And by the end of it, I was singing in the rain. I was dancing in the rain. I was happy. I made it to the gas station. I changed and people were like, oh, you got soaked. I was like, it's mindset. It's incredible how we can change our mindset. It's our choice.
It truly is. Now, At the top of the show, reading off your bio, and as I was getting prepared for this show, I in my head I went like, man, that is quite the list of giving back that you've got, in everything that you're doing. And we often have conversations with folks around time and work-life balance and the ability to do and not do and whatnot. And where do you find, or how do you make the time to be so involved with your community while still getting actual work done, being able to take rides and getting bills paid?
Honestly, David, I was brought up that you need to give because all the resources you have is not yours, and it's given to you to help others. And like, again, I don't like to give and tell. Like, so just being in a podcast or being recognized for being a top donor, I kind of,
It's not why you're doing it.
it's not what I'm doing
Yeah.
it. And actually, I prefer to give without telling, without saying. I like this more and I like giving to those who don't ask, because those who need it the most, right? They have the pride. They're not going to ask, but they need it. And I love that. I love to stay in the background, in the shadow when it gets to the giving, because I don't believe, honestly. I mean, I'm grateful to be here, but I don't think we should praise the person who gives more, or like everybody can give whatever they can, right? Based on the resources. But I'm grateful for always getting the opportunity, like the YMCA opportunity. It came to us from the office. Our office got introduced. One of our guys in the office is part of the Rotary Club, and they wanted to do work with the YMCA. So that colleague brought the YMCA to our office, did a presentation, and we loved the whole thing. And he said, well, anybody wants to support, please. Okay. I love the idea. It came to me. I cannot say no.
Yeah.
You can't. If you were sitting next to me, you would have said yes, even if you're not living in Belleville, right? But it's a good thing for the community, and it will help millions or hundreds of thousands of people over the years. The Shelter Foundation and the Women's Shelter, I had no idea about the whole women's shelter or any shelter, as a matter of fact, before joining Royal LePage. And then when I joined Royal LePage, I start to see some of my colleagues doing events to raise funds. And I was like, I want to support them. What are you raising funds for? For women's shelter. Oh, okay. The more I got to understand, the more I started to learn about this cause. And then I started to pay attention to what's happening in my own community. And it's true, you find what you're looking for, right? And I start reading about all what happens in our communities, and it's sad. And I understand where the money is going now, and it supports the cause. It supports the cause of ending violence, domestic violence, educating people, giving them a shelter if somebody needs to escape. It just gives opportunity. And I start supporting my colleagues because they're doing the great work. And before you know it, it adds up, and you end up being a top 1% donor, because I want to support. I want to support David. If you have any of your initiatives, hit me up.
Yeah.
I just want to support. So it doesn't take a lot of effort, and I think we can all give what we can, right? We're living in a great country. We have amazing resources. We can afford having a $5 cup of coffee, and to be able to give and maybe skip one day coffee. I think that's something that we all can
huge,
do.
man. That's huge. So let me ask you this then. because the reality is there are bills to pay. There is life to live. And a lot of times people will talk about not having the time to be able to pull it off.
Yes.
Do you time block? Do you actually go into your days and time block? Do you have a plan for each day, kind of when you get up in the day and kind of what you're going to accomplish, what you're going to conquer?
I would love to. This would be my goal day. I have the intention, but it doesn't work out every day. I do have time blocks when I have projects. If I have a listing or coming up, or if I have a listing presentation, or I have a buyer, I do block the time, obviously, because I'm with a buyer showing houses, or I have listing presentation. I need to block some time to prepare that listing presentation. But everything else, I just don't block.
Okay. Are you a goal setter?
I'm not by nature.
Okay.
I'm trained goal setter. So
I understand that one though. That wasn't me 20 years ago either.
Yeah.
That wasn't me probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was the guy that every time they talked about goals was like, all right, bullshit. Like, let's go. Let's just keep moving here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
goals
what?
are huge. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there.
100%. But
Right?
even as a kid, I always had a goal. So if I wanted to buy a bike, I would save. But they were more financial goals.
Everything in our world always comes back to motorcycles, right?
Yeah. It was more financial goals, right? Like I wanted to purchase a bike, then I would save, and I would become very disciplined until I hit the goal, buy the bike, and boom, the rest is
Yeah. Okay. So accountability. You do anything to track accountability? How do you keep yourself accountable to getting stuff done in a day?
I do have a business coach, and we have our calls every 2 weeks, and she keeps me on track. We've been together since 2018 or 2019, so she's seen ups and downs, and we've been through a lot, so that keeps me on track for business.
Okay.
And as you know very well, you can easily get distracted. And
well, totally, right? And that's where I would ask, like, in terms of maybe goals and structuring and preparation, do you do any of that sort of, ahead of the new year? And, do you have a plan to be there?
Yes.
What time of the year do you start that?
We typically start in November.
Okay. Yep. Good.
Looking at all our business from January till November. And by November, we get an idea of what's in the pipeline and what's going to be closing. So we can get a good idea. We look at the source of business. Where did we get that business from? We look at our expenses.
What can we do more? Love that.
What's that?
Well, looking at the source of business, figuring out where you can get more from.
Yeah, we look at and we compare, right? Like we look at our source of business. So we have multiple sources of businesses. LRS, which is life referral system. Our existing clients, we have the online, we have signed calls, people that we just don't know. They call you, hey, I want to see the house, and we end up getting a deal. So we look at all these sources, and we have, of course, one of our biggest source of business is referral business.
Of course it is.
And
70 to 90% of every single person tuned into this right now is saying the exact same thing with their business. Repeat, referral, contact list is group number one.
It's amazing. You know what? Talking about joining both. I was at the ride, during the ride at one of the gas stations, and one of the members reached out to me who's riding, and he said, "You live in Belleville. Would you sell in Sterling?" I said, "Oh yeah, 100%. I've listed in Sterling multiple times." And he was like, "Okay, I have a client of mine that I would like to refer this client to you, so you can." Right. So business will come, referrals will come.
Yep.
You don't have to seek them. Just do what you want and do what you're passionate about, and forget everything else, and it will come together. I know it sounds harder if you've never done it.
Well, and there's the thing, and it's, again, you get to become a believer, you have to actually do. And if you don't expect anybody to do for you, period. Yeah. Now, speaking of do, because you do a lot, And what I love as well is, again, very much like myself, it's you've got sort of almost like a play hard then work hard mentality, as opposed to work hard then play hard.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how, again, when you're doing that the right way and you're actually enjoying and living and taking the time, and like, for me, I'll spend all sorts of time running with my son to baseball, and he does hockey, he loves his ball even more. And we'll do those things. And to me, that's part of the play. That's part of just the fun. And then getting to have the business as a byproduct of all the fun. Now you're actually happy. Now, speaking of everything you do you include your charitable contributions in your goals, and maybe not specific to money or time, but even more simply, just your involvement?
I do. I don't plan the money for charity contribution, but like we do annual events. So last year we've done a barbecue, a Father's Day barbecue, to raise funds for Three Oaks Foundation and the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So that took a lot of planning, because we needed to work with the city of Belleville to book a section of a public park. We needed to get our insurance. They required $5 million insurance. I almost had a heart attack when I was like, no. We're just a group of people raising funds, flipping some burgers, like no 5 million. But again, we worked, we got that sorted out. So yes, to answer your question, yes, there is a lot of planning for these events. And as you know, being a lover of motorcycles, and we plan our rides. So I sit on the committee of the ride for Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. So we plan some of the routes and how it works. So there's a little bit of planning, not too much, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, speaking of that ride, we along with some amazing people, just recently finished the motorcycle ride for charity with the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. Now, for those who don't know, this is an annual event that, again, Tamer just finished talking about, that I've spoken about at length over the past couple of years. It is very near and dear to my heart. Some amazing people put it together. You meet some amazing people. It's an annual event that we both take part in. Again, it's all about the real estate industry, and forgive me, it's all about the people we get to help. It is our real estate industry coming together here in Ontario, and we're coming together to help raise awareness for shelter related causes in the communities in which we live and work. And this year, Tamer, you were, and I know you don't want this recognition, but it's important that we do recognize, you were our top fundraiser for the entire event. And I mean, huge, absolute congratulations to you. A big thank you for all of your efforts, from myself, from everybody involved in the ride. Certainly on behalf of all the people that we are so fortunate to be able to help, and in total, we collectively were able to raise over $52,000 this year. And once again, we beat our record from what we did the previous year. So, I guess maybe a question to that would be, why should anybody tuned in be sure to get involved with us for this ride next year?
Thank you, David. Again, I don't like to take the credit for, like, I was the top fundraiser, but every single person raised money and made the calls. I just didn't get to it. I could see, I was following your fundraising efforts, and I can see always raising, and I was like, oh my God, I need to get to it. But I was so busy. I was in Colombia in July for 2 weeks riding motorcycles. And again,
obviously.
So when I got back, I was so swamped by business and life and everything that I honestly didn't get a chance to, as you mentioned earlier, time block and do anything. And a couple of weeks before the ride, I was like, I need to time block. I need to set some 4 hours, and I'm just going to make calls. So a day before, I picked my donors that I have in mind. I sent them an email, and I said, this is the link. And I said in my email, I'll be calling you tomorrow.
Okay, so hold on. That's actually real specific because I wanna hone in on that for a moment because I want to get strategic as well as we do this.
Okay.
Forgive me to cut you off
Yes.
there.
Yes.
I was gonna say to you because when it comes to actually raising money,
Yeah.
there's a lot of discomfort that comes from a lot of people about asking others for money
Yes.
and coming out bluntly and saying, "Hey, donate, give me something,
Yeah.
put it towards this cause." What does it actually take to raise money for a cause? And as you said, you just mentioned phone, you just mentioned email. Tell us about those channels that you're using to do this.
I think it's the phone. I think it's the people.
Yeah.
Sending the email, giving them heads up, giving them the link. A lot of people donated just the first day by receiving the email and responded, "Thank you for including me. We'll talk to you soon," or "Have a safe ride." And others, it was after the phone call. I would call them, say, "Hi, did you get my email? Yes or no?" And some didn't, and some did, and some did more than others. And it's you need to keep in mind, it's a mindset again, and you just need to make the call without any expectations. Do not don't have an attachment to an outcome. Like, uh, don't have don't call because you want them to donate. Don't feel that the donation part is the success. Just make sure that making the call is the success.
Mm-hmm. It's
That would,
amazing, eh? Because even in business, making the call is just the success.
yes,
Yeah.
just don't associate that if somebody didn't give you that, that's not success. No, that's some they have, some they don't. I did talk to some of the most successful realtors, and they were going through a rough time and they didn't donate, but we had a good conversation for 10-15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But and I offered, if there's anything I can help with, just let me know anytime. But again, we all need help. And even when you look at the Ontario Realtors Care Association,
Foundation.
Foundation, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. It's a foundation that helps people. And you know what? We all need help in different areas of our life. At different stages of our life, we will need help. We will require help. So if you can help someone today while you can, by all means, do it. It's like the Universe Bank, it's Karma Bank.
Yeah, but you know what? You're over so many people's heads right now with that. Not me. I'm with you 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I have drank the Kool-Aid, and it's great Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Because it's real. It's very real. It's very, very real. It's mindset. It is universe. It is the higher power. It is karma. Again, everybody can roll their eyes, or some people can, and woo woo and what. Hey, you do you. I am confident that those who call it bullshit, those who don't believe in it, are those who struggle most, and not struggle most with needing the help from, let's say, financial, but struggle the most in maybe being happy, in maybe achieving the things you want in life, in being in the shoes that you want to be in right now versus the ones you may not want to be in right now. Tamara, how frequently do you reach out to people? I get it. You were writing, you were doing all your stuff, and it was like, oh, I got to start doing something. So I sent an email, I did a phone call. Some people respond immediately. Some people say, okay, I'll get to it. What happens if they say they'll get to it and they don't? Or what happens if you leave a message and they don't get back to you? Do you have a follow-up to this? Are you going back a few times?
I have excellent follow-up. So if you said you're gonna donate and you don't, I will continue to follow up with you
Until you donate.
because I want to help you. Like you said, you want to do it, but you didn't get to it. So I want to help you. I want to just help you achieve your objective. Your objective was to do it, and you just didn't get chance to it. So I will keep following up with you until you tell me no.
So this is why you get to ride so much. What do you actually say to people then when you are, calling them, not just necessarily the follow-up, but the follow-up, the call, whatever it is? What do you say to people to get them to actually donate?
Well, it depends on the person, and it depends on my level of comfort with that person. But some, would say, hey, listen, we're doing a charity ride and we need your support. All the money is going for the cause. I'm covering my expenses. Some they do, if some they don't. My clients, they always give. They love that we give to the communities. They love that we always give others. My clients give, my colleagues in the office give, my colleagues, my referral network of realtors across Canada supports, and we all support each other. Everybody, like we have a friend of mine or a colleague who became a friend. She's really involved in pickleball, and they play pickleball and
How
raise
is
funds.
everybody involved in pickleball these
I
days?
know, I
Where did
know,
it even come from, and why do they call it pickleball?
I know.
Okay,
It's
different conversation, another time.
different
Sorry.
conversation. But again, and they raise funds, which is amazing. I support. If you find anyone having any passion for anything, I will support them, because this is what creates energy, right? Like it's
Mhm.
energy. You want to have someone doing action in our communities. It's energy. You want to have more positive energy, more mind share, right? Like
Oh, I like that one.
ah,
I like that one. So what do you actually say to them though? Is it a hey, like I know for me, I will put it out on social and on video and I'll ask people like, anything. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're taking part in. Anything you could do, big or small. What can you do to help somebody else? And I've even put people in the position, just to say, hey, just think about what you do have. Think about how fortunate we are, and think about how many people out there don't have.
yeah.
Can you not afford to give something?
And it's not always monetary. It's always, I always say, you know what, this is what we're doing. We need your help and support. Would you be able to help and volunteer? We're going to be doing these stops along these cities. Do you have any time to come and meet us and give us any help and support? Do you have, despite the size of the donation, you can give $5 donation, you can give 5,000, whatever,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
whatever you're comfortable with. So it's not always monetary. We're not always asking for money. We're asking for, do you want to come and volunteer with us?
Support us.
Do
Yeah.
you want to support us? Do you want to share this on your own social media, and maybe one of your followers will be able to help? Maybe you're not in a position to help today because you know what, it's a rainy day for you, and you may not be able to help today, but maybe you have a couple of hours you want to come and volunteer and support, or maybe you want to just share it on social media, or maybe you just want to wish us all the best, which is still good. It's positive energy
It's
coming
support.
our
It's
way.
it's mind share. It really is. It's
Yeah.
positive energy. So you said you ask people, you ask colleagues,
Yes.
clients, past clients, friends, family. You know, is it just ask anybody you talk to anywhere you are?
And yeah, I would talk about the bike ride itself, and I talk about my motorcycle all the time, and people will start asking questions. Oh, where are you going? What are you riding for? And just the conversation unfolds and say, oh yeah, we're riding for this foundation and we're helping, and this is the money. It's incredible when you think that in last year, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation gave $2.3 million
Wow. $2.3 million collectively raised through the
from
Ontario Realtors Care Foundation from a variety of different
from a
sources.
variety of different
Yep.
sources, different
Events.
events. Motorcycle is one of them. But when you think that since the idea of putting a motorcycle ride together and raising a little bit of money every year, the motorcycle ride itself raised just under $500,000,
So amazing.
like 490,000. Like next year will be like more than $500,000 have been raised.
So amazing.
When
Isn't it
you,
wicked to be a part of that though?
it is amazing, and it's just it's you love your motorcycle. You need maybe listeners who are not riders, they may just want to know that for riders to ride, we have to pay registration fee. We have to pay for our bikes, obviously. We have to pay for our maintenance. We have to pay for our gear. And we take the time off. And we could ride for free. We don't have to pay a registration fee to ride. We can just take our bikes and ride on our own.
Mm-hmm.
But we choose to pay registration fee. We choose to volunteer our time to have safety briefings, to have scheduled stops, to include everybody, to help the new riders, and raise money to help others. Like, I love our motorcycle community and all the volunteers.
It is amazing, man.
And all the volunteers.
We talk about the motorcycles, and I know for you, motorcycle rides is one thing that you will organize, but I also know, just based on, again, reading off the bio and the things you're involved in, you do host your own events as well, and you do raise money for a variety of causes. And I guess the question here is, if somebody tuned in wanted to do the same,
yes,
what advice would you give to them? What steps can they take to get themselves going there?
I would just say, just start. Start today. Have one objective. Say, if you're passionate about anything, include your passion in that cause. If you're passionate about baking, then, make a bake sale, get a bake war, find someone else, another colleague who is passionate about baking, and make a baking event. I don't know. Anything that has passion behind it, David, will succeed, and people will support you. Even if you're passionate about reading, start a reading club. Raise funds by a reading club, donate books, get to the library. Like, anything that it's driven out of passion, people will support it. Like, even if you may not like that thing, like I may not like hiking, for instance. It's really impossible for you to find me hiking and sleeping in a tent. But I have a lot of my
coming from a guy who'll ride a motorcycle in the pouring rain.
Yeah, but I would.
Okay,
all right. I'd like to say at the Four Seasons.
Evidently, I came out the morning that we left Peterborough. I came outside and I saw the bike, and I don't remember who it was walked up. He says, "Hey, do you want a towel to wipe the bike down?" And I looked at because sometimes the morning dew.
Yeah.
And I looked at the bike and I thought, no, it's good. It's dry. Put the luggage on, came in for coffee. We're talking with all you guys. And then you're like, "Hey, man, so I shined the bike this morning." I'm like, "Oh, nice. Yeah, your bike looks good." He goes, "No, I did yours too."
Yeah, I cleaned yours.
Oh, brother, appreciate you, man. That's why the bike looks so clean and shiny.
I always clean my bike in the morning, and I would clean one bike next to me, and yours was the first one.
Well, I appreciate it, because normally mine's the one that's going to carry the bugs that I had from the Yukon 4 years ago, and you'll still see them now. Just a little bit of war wounds, let's call it. I
got other riders asking, "Oh, what about my bike?" I was like, "I have no time to clean every
bike." I look, for anybody interested in hosting your own event, and raising funds for a good cause. Tamara just mentioned, start something. It could be anything. Yeah. And the first starting point, very much so, is to start with an idea, right? What do you want to do? How do you see yourself bringing people together? I know that, again, the ORCF, they do some fantastic stuff. In fact, we just put it up here. Grants were provided to over 170 charitable organizations in 2023 alone. I mean, think about that. Think about that. There are, a lot of realtors, a lot of people in the real estate industry coming together, Ontario Realtors Care Foundation, coming together to raise money through their own events. And by getting the ORCF involved, when you go and take this idea you have, and it could be, I've got clients that do a jump in the lake challenge.
Yeah.
and they have people jumping in a freezing cold lake, and they raise all sorts of money. They've raised a ton of money over the past number of years. Clients of mine in the Kawarthas. The ORCF puts on the jam with the past president. So again, are you into music? Do you want to go, listen to people play live music? I can't play live music. I think it's quite incredible when people start playing live music. A very
100%.
cool event. You mentioned a book club. It doesn't have to be motorcycles. It could be cycling.
Yeah.
It could be curling. I mean,
walking,
a bake sale. Like, seriously speaking, there are endless and countless ways that you can go ahead and come up with ideas to put something together to bring a group of people together. And I will tell you, one thing we know about the ORCF is that, and I'm going to recommend to everybody, is get involved with them directly. Okay. Contact them, connect with them, make them aware of the idea, make them aware of the event, and they will even work with you and support you in maybe sparking ideas or give you answers or solutions on how you can do certain things or what you can do more of. They'll be there for you. And if you think to yourself, well, why would I have to get them involved to do this? The reality is you don't have to get them involved. The thing is, I will tell you why you should get them involved is because when you do, it allows us as an industry to collectively work together to make our industry a better place. Okay. To raise the level of awareness, not just for the causes that we're working on, but for us as well. And so again, look, I'll tell you, the ORCF takes part, hosting more than just a motorcycle ride. There's a variety of ways to get involved with them. I know that we've got, different links here that you can go to right here. I'll put that up for you. Realtors Care Ontario. Okay. So again, let me just get that up. realtorscareontario.ca ride. That was specific to the motorcycle ride. But if you take out the /ride and just go realtorscareontario.ca, go learn, go contact them. Again, they're helping us as realtors, as people in the industry here in Ontario come together to help the communities in which we live and work. I mean, when you got that opportunity, what could be better? I know yesterday we were on our way home from hockey, and I said to Joshua, my son, I said, okay, bud, I got to get on a meeting now. And he goes, oh, a board meeting? And he knows because I'm part of the board of directors for the Richmond Hill Baseball Club. And Richmond Hill is the community that we live in. Richmond Hill is the community where Joshua grew up playing baseball. He no longer is there. He's with an amazing group over at Team Ontario now, and he's got an incredible coach. So he's off onto his next level of the journey. But we're on our way home, and I said, I got to get on this board meeting. He said, Dad, why do you keep doing that? I'm not there anymore. And I said to him, I said, buddy, it's not about you being there. This is about a collective of people that have come together, and I'm one of those people, to be able to make baseball possible for the kids in the community. And it just feels good to be able to help. It's no money involved, no nothing. It's time, it's effort, it's care, it's heart. And so giving back is an incredible feeling. As Tamara, you've mentioned a whole bunch of times. So in this case, again, to everybody tuned in who is in this real estate industry, come up with something. Do something. Help people. And as Tamara and I keep going on about here today, it feels really, really good when you can help other people. Anyhow, Tamara,
David,
we talk about so much going on in this on today's episode.
I enjoy your company.
You know what, man? It's I think this is where we've both been fortunate, and this is the other thing right here. The ORCF put this incredible motorcycle ride together for an incredible cause. We have had the opportunity to meet incredible people. You and I connected last year. Like the minute we saw each other, it was like we just started connecting, and it was like okay, brothers, right?
You have a nice bike.
Well, yours is faster. It's I love my bike. I love your bike too. Okay,
yeah, I love your bike.
We got this crazy love,
Yeah.
The thing is, to everybody again, like you get to meet really amazing people when you take part in these events. You get to do amazing things for other people when you take part in these events. And that really is really the be all and end all of why everybody really needs to get involved. So again, I recommend to everybody, much the same as I said a moment ago, again, go over to the link, find out more, learn more about what other events are coming up. Learn more. It's on Realtors Care. Follow them on Instagram, connect with them, ask questions, find out, get them to spark ideas for you. Incredible things happen when you just take a moment and start thinking about others versus just yourself. It's amazing how much happier, you can get.
100%.
Now to that,
okay,
on a business front,
yes,
when it does come to business in general,
yes,
because again, the time that you're able to take to put towards, charitable, and the time you are able to take, and this is all jokes aside, to be able to ride, and enjoy and put on events. What are some specific channels that you use to leverage to generate new opportunities in business?
So we do have multiple channels. Our LRS, which is lifelong referral system. So these are our existing clients that we maintain contact with them. We help them. We do a good job when they need us, and they start referring us. And this number of people keep growing every year as we're making more deals and we're adding more names to our LRS system. We have online presence. So we do have your typical ads online, and they bring people, like these ads would bring people that we don't know them, but these people would just look us up on social media and on our website and read our Google reviews and start to gain the comfort and the trust to give us a call. And we get fair amount of business from online people that we've never met them before, but now they became client and they became part of our LRS. And it depends on the market. Like if it's a buyer's market or seller's market, we see some channels are performing better than others. So when it was mainly seller's market, you just put up a for sale sign and you get phone calls, which is not the case now. It's not a seller's market anymore.
Definitely changed.
In October 2024, just in case this podcast, somebody's listening to it in 10 years from today.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but it depends on the market, and you have to stay dynamic, right? You have to stay flexible. It's good to have a system, but at the same time, you need to give a little bit of flexibility to change your system or to look into new things, or having a community involvement is definitely have a positive impact on business.
Love that.
It may not be the main reason that we did that, but once we've done it, we found that we get business. We've met new people that we haven't met. We got referrals that we would have never got. So different channels consist to simple things. Stay in touch, follow up, and follow up, right? It's just stay in touch and follow up with people.
I was going to say, what are some, I love that message. What are some non-negotiables in your day? Would it be exactly that?
I like to stay in touch. I like to, I get into the office, and I have a home office and an office in a Aurora Page building. So I'll get to my office and I will go through my list of clients, and I will touch base either by a text message, by an email, by a phone call, by even on social media. If, I see David, playing baseball or at a baseball practice, I will say if they won the award, they won the cup, I will make a comment and staying in touch. And if you do this every single day, if you just touch base with 5 clients, that's going to keep you busy. And, some days will be more than others, but the non-negotiable would be 5.
I love the simplification of that.
Yeah. If you touch base with 5 people every single day, at the end of the year, you have reached 1,820. clients. So, hey, that's a good database.
There you go. See, too simple. Everybody overcomplicates this entire thing. I love how simple you just made that. So we look at what has to happen in a day, and we look at, I asked you off the top about time blocking and scheduling and preparation. And we talk about a non-negotiable in a day about connecting with, 5 people. And I would argue that everybody has time to do that no matter what. As we talk about time and we talk about some of the things we need to do to grow our business, what would you say to anybody who says they just don't have the time to give back to the community while trying to run a business and spend time with family?
I think it's a mindset. I think it's a mindset. It's the smallest things that you can achieve that will give you sense of accomplishment. It's like making your bed first thing in the morning. If you tell me that you're super busy and you have a lot of meetings and a lot of clients and you're busy and you can't make your own bed, I think it's just a mindset. And the same I would say for giving back. Fine, if you're that busy, good for you, then you must be really successful making good money. But if you're that busy and not making money, maybe you need to stop in your tracks and you'd be like, why am I so busy and not making money? What and then maybe you can call David and David will help you.
Now I like that one.
So again, I think it's just the simplicity, and people would just maybe pick one or two associations or foundations that's close to their town or to their heart, whether it's Shelter Foundation, whether it's the Ontario Realtors Care, whether it's a Sick Kids, whether it's whatever, right? It could be the baseball team, it could be the local hockey team. Just give them. And not only money, but offer maybe one day to go and help in whatever event. If it's an event, just help in the parking, help being in. People will appreciate it. People will say, wow, thank you. Just 1 hour, just start.
I love that, man. As you talk about mindset, and as we close out here today, when you're done your day, Tamer, you've done everything you had to do. You have given back. You've done business. You've ridden the motorcycle. You've enjoyed. Seriously speaking, you're done your day. How do you know it's been a successful day for you?
I do my best every single day, and you just sleep well. You feel good about it, right? Like you sleep well, you feel good. I always have the guilt that I didn't walk my dogs enough, so I think once I walk my dog at the end of the day, I feel that yes, that's it's been a good day, and I'm grateful every day. Every morning I wake up. I honestly am. I wake up and open my eyes and be like, oh, I'm alive. We're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. Like, you never know. You never know. It's one day you're going to wake up. I don't know. One day we may not wake up. So every morning when I wake up, I'll be like, wow, I'm grateful. We're going to do this again. We're going to have so much fun and help others. And let's go and have fun.
Man. Very easy to see why you were the top fundraiser this year for our ORCF Motorcycle Ride for Charity. Again, a big congratulations on that. I know you're not looking for the gratitude, you're not looking for the recognition on it.
No.
But it is, look, it's just, you're doing some awesome stuff out there, man. You're doing some awesome stuff. Your energy shows it, the mindset shows it, and I think it's an amazing example for anybody out there that is even looking to just overall change their mindset, and I'm going to say to everybody, to all of you right now, and again, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to tell you, as we're talking to Tamer, channel what he's giving today, channel the energy, channel the thoughts, channel what he shared, channel the mindset of it all. That in of itself can very easily change the outlook you have on every single day that you do have. So, Tamara, any final words of wisdom that you want to share with everybody just before we take off?
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I don't have, I would just say, please, support our foundation, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. And if you're ever thinking about riding a motorcycle, let us know. We would love to talk to you. We would love to tell you different things about motorcycles. Like we can talk, David or myself or any of our members who rides, would love to talk about motorcycles all day long. And we can tell you how to start. There is always a group at your local college that would give you lessons over a weekend. It will be Friday, you get into a class, you learn few rules about road sharing and 2 hours. And then Saturday will be in a parking lot. They will give you smaller bikes where you can get on different bikes and get a feel. And then Sunday, they will get you to do the exact same things that you've done on Saturday. And if you pass, now you have a rider's permit. And we are a very open group. We're inclusive. We welcome everybody, and different type of bikes, different ride styles. We just want to have more riders. We would love to have more riders. Safety is in the numbers, and we would love to have more riders to keep us all safe.
Well, I'll certainly add on to that if you think to yourself that you are never going to be a motorcycle rider, but maybe you want to, ride on the back of one of the bikes, connect with, again, the folks at the foundation, connect with any one of us, and we can certainly help you, coordinate that for you. Much the same if you're going, there's no way I'm even getting on the bike. Again, as Tamara was mentioning earlier, maybe there's an opportunity for you still to be involved. Beyond, it could be raising funds. It could be beyond raising funds. It could just come back to, partaking in being a volunteer at one of the many stops that we have. There's a lot of things that go on throughout this ride. There's a lot of logistics that take part. As we said, we got a lot of riders, and it's important that safety is right at the top of our priority list. So there's certainly a lot of things that you can do to get involved. So again, if there was any motivation from today's episode, where again, we spoke about why and how he gives back so much with the ORCF's, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation Motorcycle Ride for Charity top fundraiser this year, Mr. Tamara Mecki. If anything you picked up on today's episode, connect with any one of us, just like he said. We will guide you in the right direction. We'd love for you to be involved. Tamara, my man, this has been fantastic. Love the mindset. All jokes aside, from everything you and I can have our shits and giggles about. I can't wait to get back on the road with you, my man. But a massive thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, David, for everything you do to the foundation. And you're a big supporter for the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. And we love you. You are one of our main supporters. And even today's episode was donated by you. And thank you for doing that. And you're always there at all our rides, helping and guiding. You were the second man in the other ride. I heard from Brad, and you were helping everyone. So we love you for that, and we thank you.
Well, I thank you, my friend, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Let's do it.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Thank you, my man.
Thanks, David.
You're either listening to this on one of your favorite podcast platforms. Maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. And while you're there, be sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle so you can build more mind share and earn more market share. Of course, check out our one-to-one coaching, our group training, and our keynote speaking options. For all inquiries, just get in touch with us today. Of course, don't forget, if we haven't yet, to connect with me, and in fact, leave a review of this podcast, www.ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. So again, if you're on iTunes, you could go direct to iTunes and do it. We'd be super grateful of that. If you're on Spotify, you could do that. Or of course, this link right here, ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. We'll pick up on what device you're on and give you the options that you can get to make it super simple. We're always very appreciative of any feedback that you provide. It certainly helps helps the show get out there farther and wider to all those that certainly want and need to hear it. If we haven't yet, connect with me on Facebook and on TikTok at Mindshare 101 and on Instagram at David Greenspan 101. Just before signing off, I want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, Kit's Keep in Touch System, REM Real Estate Magazine, and of course, our good friends over at the ORCF, the Ontario Realtors Care Foundation. This has been another episode of the Mindshare podcast. Thank you for tuning in.